Chaitanya Prabhu Nanda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. And first of all, yes, Rupanuga Prabhu, I am considering how to solve your problem caused by the monkeys. So please don't think, and I've even got it written down in black and white. I'm looking for the opportunity. So let us see what will be. So we're here with our family, and our family on Facebook, not yet, not today, perhaps. By looking at Leela Prabhu's sad face, looks like not able to. No problem, but we are here. All right, so we're with our family. We're with our family. Paramananda Prabhu, Rupanuga Prabhu, and Dana K, Mayeshwari Devinasi, Leela Prabhu, and more to join, no doubt. So while we are getting ready, or as some will join, let us chant our Vandanam with heart, because we've chanted it so many times. Let us chant with heart today. Again. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Pada Kamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatan Vitam Tang Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitan Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakan Vitangscha. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshur Anmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Mahavaranyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Goratuje Namaha. Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindubhya Eva Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivas Adi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare, Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare. Well, we're happy to see all of you here, and a welcome to Gangalila Devidasi and to Jivana Devidasi, both of whom just joined us during the Vandanam. And Jivana, I have to say, very happy. Yesterday, by chance, then I just was looking through the audio on my phone. We listened to the audio. And yesterday morning, usually we play like a short part of an audio. But yesterday morning, I came across the audio, which we've all heard before, which you recommended. And the folder says on it, from Jivana. And so I thought, yes, I remember it was something special. What is it from Jivana? And anyhow, we started listening in the temple room. Before, every day we have a broadcast. Italy time, it's 7:30. They turn on the camera. So basically, the morning program happens every day. So whoever wants, they can come and sit in the morning program. But before that, we've already been going for an hour, means with the arati to the deities and the pushpa samadhi, the parikrama, and then vandanam, and we mix things up a little bit, means change things from time to time. And so we often listen to Guru Maharaj, we often listen to Guru Dev, sometimes we listen to Srila Prabhupada. Perhaps we should listen a bit more, but we do hear Srila Prabhupada through his books, of course, of which I can also make a comment in a moment. Oh dear, I got a big ugly face right in front of me. Click that away. Okay, got it. All right. So, sorry, it was my face, with none of your faces, don't worry. Oh, not I'm looking good. Okay, it was my face. So anyway, we were listening to this, and usually we play a short part and then just help the devotees to understand what's being said. But yesterday, we played a short part to help the devotees understand, and then like we explained a little bit. But then it was unputdownable. And so we listened for best part of half an hour, the half an hour before we go live. And just Srila Guru Maharaj being Srila Guru Maharaj, giving us Krishna consciousness from the heart. And so I just wanted to say that. Now the thing is that the phone, oh, it's finished. Yeah, this book is finished. Please choose another one. Oh dear. Okay, that shows we finished. We came to the end of it with Srila Gurudev going Nitai Gaura Haribol, Nitai Gaura Haribol. Anyway, Jivana, just wanted to say that. And I saw another face. By the way, we may have a special guest because there's a little promise in the air, but also it's from some who don't seem to quite understand what the time of day is, even though I explained it. Means Abhinavasundar and Kalikadambar are in Salt Lake City. And they are trying to work out the times. So we hope they'll be with us in a short while. All right. So, Jivana, do you have anything to say in your defense?
Yeah, I cannot say anything in my defense. I have no defense. As bad as it looks, it's worse. But we did have Kaylee Kadambana and Abhinava Sundar come and visit us here in SoCal. It was super exciting and very enlivening for everybody. We're so happy to see them. And then they went to Salt Lake, and then Jamuna was here. So we got to see Jamuna and get some of her beautiful association. It was super nice. And so that was very good. And in my defense, wow, if you could, I would like to remember what it was that I shared that was so great, because, you know, the brain holds it for maybe a few minutes that you're listening to it, and maybe one after that. I think I would never get breakfast if I was in your company.
Well, I'll help me out and you out.
Okay.
Oh, well, I mean, one of the things was Srila Guru Maharaj so sweetly talking about the chanting of the holy name, what we've come to, all these things. And he said, it's as if we're going on a procession. We're in a procession to Goloka Vrndavan.
Oh my gosh. That is so beautiful.
Because it's finished. Oh no. Yeah, I had some bookmarks. Sorry, I wasn't quite prepared because it's on a different, apparatus. But I have the audio here, but I don't have the bookmarks that I had, because I did put a couple of bookmarks. But Srila Guru Maharaj, so encouraging and telling us about the power of the holy name. And again, every time practically that we read and hear something, how rare it is for this Krishna conception to come to us. And this procession to Goloka Vrndavan, it was how Mahaprabhu, he's leading this procession through the holy name to take us home. So this was one aspect of it. And I do have the audio here, but it's on a different device, and I don't have the bookmarks, unfortunately.
Do you have the date?
Oh, yes.
That would be good.
Yeah, it's marked. It's without my glasses on.
Oh.
It could be another date. 820303. So if you look up 82030303, and I know that about here is where we started. So we actually listened for 37 minutes. Let me just see what happens if I press the button. Click.
And that's all. Follow him. Follow him. Krishna Pranama is master of my life. Vision Vrndavan. The general sound of the truth of Krishna is such, and we have to listen to that and beginning our journey towards infinite, the way of love. We have all come out of our own respective things of different sides. We change in a procession as if leading towards Vrndavan. A procession towards Vrndavan. So many of them want to go. Land of our dream. We do or die. If I get that, it is all right. That will go. What is the benefit of life? Of hope. We are out. Sabbadhamam Mamekam Saranam. Amekam Saranam Brajo. Not
Okay, I don't also want to play 38 minutes non-stop, especially if I don't know whether, I know Jeevan can understand practically everything, but I know, and it's coming from here, which isn't the best microphone, of course, and then it's coming to the microphone, so it's like coming a little bit third hand. But this was exactly that part where Gurumar is saying about, is as if we've joined the procession to Vrindavan, and we're being led by the flute of Krishna. And also inside that short part that we heard there, we have to understand why we have come out from our own home, out of our individual caves, the caves where we live. What have we come for? To come to the land of love, the land of love and beauty. And you see, the recording has this little extra thing because you can hear fully, absolutely, Guru Maharaj's intonation is transmitting sweet expressions, sharing, whatever, like it's coming out from him through his heart. So even if you don't understand even if you don't understand English, still you can hear that sound.
Wow, yeah, that's true. Well, we listen to a video every Saturday evening, so I'm gonna select this one for us to hear again. And we've probably heard it before, but there's so much in there that you can't listen to it enough.
There is a video that goes with this.
Yes.
And it may well be that you were watching the video. We were watching a black screen, but we were hearing, but there is a video because I searched it and I saw that there's an accompanying video, which you may have sent us. In fact, I don't know.
That might be it. Yeah, it's Srila Sridhar Maharaj. I believe that's from the ones that Chinmoy Dev Prabhu is transcribing. It's very nice.
All right. So, Jeevan, some contribution for us today?
Well, you were all very generous and magnanimous. So I'm just fortunate to have that kind of association with you. But we have been reading from Revealed Truth, everybody's favorite. And we're in chapter 14, which 13 was our favorite until we started reading 14. Now 14's our favorite. And so we were reading the portion that's called Hope for the Hopeless. And so I'll just read a little bit. It's only a couple of paragraphs, not too long. It's called there is another expression of the devotee's mood. Parama karuniko na bhavat para, parama sochatamo na chamat para, iti vichintya hare mai pamare, yaruchitam yarunata tarachara. And it says it's from the Padyavali, Bhaktanam Mahatmyam, but it's also in Prapana Jivanamrita in the 8th chapter. And the translation is, "O Krishna, I do not know my position, but you know who I am. I am feeling I am in an insignificant, unqualified, ignorant, lamentable, and sad position. I have no quality or qualification, and I feel I cannot actually do anything. Your position is supreme. You are the supremely merciful rescuer of the fallen souls. You have promised that you will give special attention to the ignorant fallen souls who are in need and rescue those who take shelter at your lotus feet. I do not know if I can take full shelter of you or not, but I am offering myself to you with my all and everything. You can see me present before you, so please give me your merciful glance. You are the supreme rescuer of the fallen souls, Patit Pavan, and I am a super conditioned soul, Patit, super conditioned, Gurudev says. So please do the needful. I will not tell you what to do. You can see everything perfectly. I only pray that you do what is necessary for me. I do not see any soul who is more fallen than myself. You bestow your mercy upon the most fallen souls first. So I am very hopeful that you will do the needful and rescue me. There are so many songs and expressions of prayer to the Lord which explain our position and the Lord's position. We can see that everywhere the Jiva souls are in both a hopeless position and a hopeful position. Alone, they must be hopeless, but in connection with the Lord, they must be hopeful. So lastly, through the Lord's grace, the Jiva souls can always be hopeful, and that is the mood of a devotee. I think Gurudev said that also, didn't he? He said he was always hopeful. He tried to have a hopeful mood, always have a hopeful mood. But this is very nice to remember and think about, that we're very lucky for this. On one hand, Gurudev always letting us know, this is your position, because you have to kind of know who you are and what your position is. And then this is your hope, and it gives you so much hope. And actually your fallen position in this verse or this section, our fallen position actually gives us more hope, because that's the mission of the Lord, is to come and save the most super conditioned fallen souls.
Then we're tempted to put up our hand and say, I am the most fallen. Then we remember what we heard Srila Prabhupada say.
Right.
You are not the most anything. You're just insignificant. Oh, okay.
Dandavat Maharaj and Jivana Didi with Priyanana. I just yes, I just wanted to add that at some places, I don't know whether Guru Maharaj or Gurudev, maybe it's also revealed truth. Like he says, and I won't even help you. I will reject your help, but you please do the needful. Something like that.
Yeah. Yes. There's that song Gopinath, which is by Bhaktivinoda Thakur, and it's about 3 pages long. It's quite a long song. It's so beautiful, but this one verse always stands out for me, where he says, Krishna, is it your judgment that you will not give me your mercy because I'm averse to you? Just because I'm averse to you, I can't get your mercy. And I always thought that was so amazing, that Bhaktivinoda Thakur is giving us that kind of insight, that, in some ways we're just really working to get some mercy in spite of everything.
Yeah, sometimes they even say, the saints, that it doesn't suit you, Krishna, to be not merciful or something like this, not to give you mercy to such fallen souls. It doesn't look good to you.
Doesn't look good on you.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Super nice.
Yes. Just clicking, I see some chats in the chat box. Obeisances from left, right, and center. And Leela Moy putting 820303. There we are, yes. Okay. He knows.
So sharp, that fellow. He's
so you
sharp.
Put it's on YouTube. Oh, I see. Not only put the name, he's given a YouTube link.
Great.
And it was very full with so many things. And like you said, Jeevana, now we listened to 37 minutes. Hare Krishna. So we invite you to also listen. It's well worth copying this link, definitely. And I mean, just because we are sharing, and as we always say, what jumps out at us, we also want to share that. Hare Krishna. And something when you were speaking came in my mind from that talk, and it slipped out again. Oh dear. It happens. Yes. So I did see somewhere Paramananda Prabhu. Oh yes, he's camouflaged amongst the extensive forest of Govinda farm. Paramananda Prabhu, are you available? I know
Yes,
I know you're not driving, so we can ask if you can share something with us.
I was actually desperately looking for some servitors, but they're all busy, Maharaj.
You're looking for some servitors, but they're all busy. That's a good sign.
I mean, the servitors can actually share something, not myself, but since they are servitors, they're very busy serving, so I couldn't find anybody there, here and there. And as you know, Rai Kishore and Sudarshan are back to Salt Lake City, and I just had a glimpse of their Bhagavad Gita class, ongoing Bhagavad Gita class, I guess. Oh, they just sent me a short video. they're not broadcasting.
Because I looked, because I know that Abhinav and Kelly are there, and so I was looking for their Sunday program. Oh, there we go, Prabhupada and Jeevanamritam, sorry. I was looking, but I couldn't find it on YouTube or Facebook. I could find many of Sri Lanka, which is very wonderful, giving her classes. But anyhow, they're living secretly, they're keeping secretly all the treasures there in Sweet Lake City.
I think this is how they want to lure the devotees to come. Otherwise, who would come if you can just attend the Salt Lake Bhagavad Gita class online, Maharaj? It's a pretty smart strategy. But anyhow, I was flipping through this book before the meeting, looking for inspiration. Everyone knows the... And as usual, you started the talk, you played Guru Maharaj, and towards the end, he's saying that you have to give it all to that. Do or die. And then he quotes the verse, Sarvadharmam Paritaja Mamekam Sharanam Raja. Full focus. Give absolutely everything. No reserving anything for yourself. No back doors, no surrender, no nothing. You either do or die. But that is a very high mood, I was thinking. Really, it's a very strong position of devotion to come to that point, to understand, even to grasp the idea of that is a very high position. We also heard how Srila Guru Maharaj, he elaborates on that verse, and Srila Govinda Maharaj. It's also in Revealed Truth, and I think it's called Spiritual Revolution. In that chapter, he is saying how Guru Maharaj rejected that verse. Not rejected the verse of the Lord, but he said that it's not enough. You can go deeper. There's not enough explanations. So he said there's necessary some explanation, some commentary, some more guidance to that verse. But Srila Govinda Maharaj talks about it, and Jivanaditi will soon hear it from him if you haven't heard it yet. I forgot what chapter it is. But the subchapter is called Spiritual Revolution. And while I'm flipping through the pages of Sri Upadeshamrita, there's a description where it all starts, how we actually come to any understanding of our position and development of faith. And here it's the verse 8 of Sri Upadeshamrita, and I'm quite sure all the sincere and loyal followers of Srila Madhusudan Maharaj remember this verse by heart? Shall I test Lila Moy Maharaj?
Which verse? Bhagavad Bhaktita Sarvam.
No, I'm speaking of Upadishamritam.
Oh, okay. Yes, you can test Leela Moy Prabhu.
First 8 verses. Leela Moy Prabhu, verse number 8.
Whoa, this was unexpected.
I'll put you on the spot.
No one said it to be easy. Even though everybody is saying Krishna consciousness is very easy.
Okay, it is try to remember 25 hours. Krishna, is that one?
Well, it's quite warm, Leela Moy Prabhu.
Okay, it's almost there.
I'll give you some time to Google it. There is some commentaries by Srila Guru Maharaj on that subject. I think here's the verse that is quoted from Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu by Srila Rupa Goswami, who is also, he is the composer of that. But we know Srila Mahaprabhu, he is the real source of that. But Rupa Goswami in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu mentioning another verse, Krishnam Smaram Janam Chisya, and I'm reading it, not saying it by heart. Krishnam Smaram Janam Chisya Prishtam Nija Samihitam Tat Tat Katara Tashchaso Kuryat Basam Braje Sada. They should remember Krishna and their chosen devotee of Krishna. Be attached to narrations about them and always reside in Braja. So Srila Guru Maharaj comments on that. And do I have a permission to read Guru Maharaj's?
Oh, definitely. No need for permission. We are happy to hear, Prabhu.
So this is where it all starts, really. This is when we are coming in touch with that plane. And Guru Maharaj explains how it happens. As we are moving in this world, doing so many things, and Guru Maharaj is very kind. He's not saying what kind of things we're doing, but so many things we're doing. If somehow or other, our energy is utilized by a sadhu for the satisfaction of Krishna, then unknowingly we get some sukriti. And that is, as such, a Gyata Sukriti accumulates. It gradually comes to the stage of Gyata Sukriti, in which we knowingly feel some inclination from the subconscious region to offer some help to a sadhu. And this is when we're still quite unconscious about what Krishna consciousness is, what is our relationship with the Lord, who is the sadhu, but the power of that Agyata Sukriti accumulated over so many lifetimes. We've been utilized unknowingly, just some special mercy. Absolutely, this is what, when we speak about unconditional mercy, so this is where it's come to. Unconditional mercy came to us. We've been utilized on any level. It doesn't matter how much we hear. It's according to the necessity of the seva. So if we happen to be in the right place at the right time, we can be utilized by a sadhu, a dear devotee of the Lord. We get enough sukriti that will lead us to understanding, oh, he's someone special. He's from the higher region. So Guru Maharaj continues. Once this accumulates sufficiently, and he speaks of sukriti, it produces what is known as Shraddha. When Shraddha comes to the surface, then our conscious calculation begins. Before that, we're like a senseless patient. In that condition, there is also treatment. There are injections and the like. After such treatment, when the consciousness of the patient awakens, then the patient cooperates with the doctor and the treatment goes on. And it's a beautiful commentary of Srila Guru Maharaj, but he explains the beginning of our coming to consciousness and understanding, realization of this, the very basic necessity, realization of who we are, more or less, where we came from, what is the purpose of us, who is the source of this whole creation, what is our relationship with him. This is the basics of Sambandha again. And that all happens through us being unknowingly for us utilized in the service of Krishna. How wonderful is that? And only when we have a strong faith, really, it have to be strong enough to start walking that path Srila Guru Maharaj was just speaking in the recorded version. Then we can understand, yes, this is our direction. I'm resolved to give everything I have. I'm going to march down that path with my friends. And also another talk, and there's also a video, and by the way, you Maharaj sent it to me, and Guru Maharaj stresses the point, that path has to be walked with like-minded persons, like-minded friends. And interestingly, he stresses one point in all of that. He says that it's very important to have your senior friends who are very kind to you, have some affection for you. He stresses that point there. He may just say generally, okay, we're working together with like-minded personalities, but he says it must have someone who is more advanced than you to help you on that path. And then at some point of our life, we can remember the verses of great saints, and Maharaja Kulashekar comes to mind. And this verse is in Prapana Jivanamritam as well. And the verse is Krishna Tadi Padapankaja Panjarantam Adjayava me Vishatamana Sarajahamsa Prana Prayana Samaye Kapavata Pita Kantavarodhana Vidhos Maranam Kudaste. But Maharaja Kulashekar is saying there is no time to delay. Do not think, oh, I will do it later. There is still some time. Okay, I will do it later. I will surrender later. I will remember about you later. I will do something for you later. He says there is no such later. It's non-existent. So in that verse, in his prayer, he says, please, Krishna, give me that chance, give me that inspiration to remember you now, and not just to remember on a certain level, but to remember you fully submerge my mind. He says, my mind, I want my mind to become like Rajahamsa. And he gives this beautiful example. When there is a big pond or a big lake overgrown with the lotus flowers, and in Thailand we do have such ponds, and I actually being in one, literally being in one with Kalachandji, picking those lotuses. And even for us to walk through this lake, it's a strenuous affair. You're actually getting entangled in the stems of the lotus. So Maharaja Kulashekar says, I want to be like swan diving into that pond and getting entangled in the stems of that lotus. And he's comparing the stems of the lotus with the lotus feet of the Lord. And I want to stay there. I don't want to emerge. That's my place. That's where I want to be. And I want it now. And really, this is one of my favorite verses. And a short translation of this verse can be, do it now. There is no later. And that is coming from one of the great, and so many verses like that. Rupa Goswami himself is also saying, but we don't have that capacity. We cannot do it ourselves. We always need mercy. So Rupa Goswami is also praying, Dehi Hasta Valandam, please, just this once you extend your helping hand to me. I'm drowning. I need your help. And that help comes in the form of the Lord devotee, in the form of the sadhu. And regardless of our wanting or not wanting, they're engaging us. They're giving us that necessary sukriti. And also we hear from Guru Maharaj often, sukriti is the fundamental thing. You must have it. You must receive it. And for that, you have to be Bhagyavan Jeev. Nilamoy Prabhu, are you ready?
No.
Oh, I thought you've been searching. Tat Krishna Macharitadi Sukirtanano Smrityo Kamena Rasanam Anasinio Jus Tishtam Vraje Tat Anuragi Jananugami Kalam Nayet Akilamitu Padesha Saram. That's the verse when Rupa Goswami is saying, this is my advice for everyone and for all time to come. Always remember Krishna's name, Krishna's form, Krishna's pastimes. Always chant the glories of his name, pastimes. And always stay in association with the sadhu who have deep attachment to the Lord. Reside in Vraja And that is my advice. And residing in Vraja, I mean, there is no such place as Vraja marked on the map in this world. It's non-existent. It's a state of consciousness. You will not find it on the map. So quite often, when I was in Brahmacharya, when I just joined Krishna consciousness, I thought that residing in Vraja is very easy. Just buy the ticket, go to Vrindavan, here you go. Rent yourself a place, go for, engage in some kind of seva, and then you're residing in Vraja. But it's not that easy. And how do I know it's not that easy? By the grace of Guru Maharaj, by the grace of Srila Govinda Maharaj. But we can be residing in Vraja if we are chanting the holy names of Krishna, remembering his pastimes, serving his devotees in the company of like-minded personalities, under the guidance of our seniors, our guardians. Then, that very moment, when we're fully engaged in that, we are residing in Vraja. And it's a very high conception. Of course, we cannot say, oh, I'm residing in Vraja now. But good example, when Srila Prabhupada is feeling some weakness, health weakness, and he is thinking, oh, I'm going to leave the world. He's writing to Guru Maharaj and asking his permission to return to Vraja in order to leave his body there. Guru Maharaj's reply was, Maharaj,
wherever you are, that is Vrindavan.
That's it. And it's the higher section of the Vaishnavas we're talking about. But it is not mentioned that it is impossible for everyone. The only requirement, always remember Krishna, never forget Krishna, be engaged in service to his devotees, and by their grace, you will be residing in that place. By their power, you will be taken to that place. Now I will keep quiet, Mark.
And while Paramananda was talking, it did jump back in my mind again, another thing that Srila Guru Maharaj said, which is all related to this, in that talk, and that is, we are to always chant the name of Krishna. Verse 7. And, Leela Moitro, we are to always chant the name of Krishna. And that we are not to pray for anything, not to pray for anything that he can give. If we pray, we will be the loser. Oh, yes, okay, he's going to give this, but that's not what he can give. So our only prayer is to be engaged under his guidance. You know what is right for me. I'm just here to surrender. So this was also a very sweet expression. And when we were listening to this and had to click the stop button because, actually it came to the end of the talk, okay, but when we came to the end, then really we were all just, jaw aghast, and it came clearly in the mind that what is coming from the mouth of the pure soul, the pure devotee, that is Veda. Because what Guru Maharaj gave, he's not reading it, he's not giving something which he's heard. I've heard this and I'm telling, but he's just oozing out with all of these expressions which are his life, telling us about his life, telling us about what is devotional service. And with that, as Mahaprabhu does, as in so many of the instances in Chaitanya Charitamrita, some expression, and then with the quotation, the backing from the scripture. But what Guru Maharaj gave is scripture, and we see that evidence in the books, because books we think, oh, this is Veda. But remember that the Veda, before Veda Vyas wrote them down, they were transmitted in exactly this way, by speaking, then the student remembering, and then passing that on to the next generations. And they were written down into book form because they knew that it would not happen. Oh, here's Ramsundar Prabhu. I was thinking of you just now because I know you could have answered Paramananda Prabhu's question straight away.
He's working on it, Maharaj. He wants to be qualified as your follower. So he's trying his best. Fully engaged in seva,
Be qualified as Gurudev and Guru Maharaj's follower. Don't have anything hazy in between. Put
Well,
your
that's
head
kind of automatically happens. One who is the sincere followers of you, then the rest follows naturally.
Okay, well,
But
we're not going to
Raj,
get
let's
in.
not argue about that.
I was going to say.
I'm going to pass microphone to Ram Sundar. But before that, what you just said reminded me about one of the verses that I really like, but I haven't memorized it yet. And the verse is actually in Chaitanya Charitamrita, but originally it's from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5:19-27, for those who are interested. So Srimad Bhagavatam 5:19-27. And the verse translation is, whenever Krishna is requested to fulfill one's desire, and we're speaking about the devotees here, obviously. So whenever Krishna is requested to fulfill one's desire, he undoubtedly does so, but he does not award anything which after being enjoyed will cause one to petition him again and again to fulfill further desires. When one has other desires, but engages in the Lord's service, Krishna forcibly gives one shelter at his lotus feet, where one will forget all other desires. And it's a beautiful verse. Here comes Ram Sundar.
And by the way, while you're just meditating for a moment, Ramasundaru, then just now, Paramananda was saying, okay, we're not going to challenge each other in an argument, but we were reflecting yesterday here with the devotees, we were reflecting on how there's a weapon in this world that Mahaprabhu came to give to defeat Maya and everything in every circumstance. And Mahaprabhu used weapon, not a Sudarshan chakra, not a sword, not even his hand or any other part of his body as he did when Krishna came, but he came with the weapon of the holy name and how to use the weapon, which is with humility, tolerance, giving honor to others. And so we can just take shelter of the holy name when we have some challenge and we think, okay, I'll take shelter of the holy name in the mood of humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. And Mahaprabhu came with this weapon. He used it, as so many examples as in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and he gave that weapon to us to use in our lives against Maya and in our establishing what is Krishna consciousness. So anyhow, every circumstance, we need to chant the holy name with humility, tolerance, and giving honor to others. The weapon in Kali Yuga. Yes, Ramasundaru, I just thought I'd slip that one in because I was being challenged and I needed a weapon. So Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. If only
I have surrendered, Maharaj.
If only we could do it following the instructions of how to use it. If you have a samurai sword, okay, wonderful to spend $30,000 or whatever. We heard some amazing prices for a sword. One thing to have the sword, the other thing is to know how to use it. So Mahaprabhu has given us the instruction, and it's a lifetime of practice. Yes, Ram Sundaru, share something from your devotional life. Please, humbly we are asking.
I can't think of anything specific right now. What's the theme for today?
What is the theme?
Devotion.
Upadeshamritam, devotional service, the conclusion of all advice, the magic of the holy name.
Verse 6 is about Jandas, right?
7.
I like verse 7. of Upadeshamrita about the holy name, how it's for us tastes like very bitter at first, and it's supposed to be a very sweet candy. And so we have the disease of jaundice, and then by repetition of taking something sweet that tastes bitter at first, it will gradually become sweet. I think it's kind of hopeful and very practical that, you know, you're in a practicing stage right now, and you just have to, like Romar says, a slow natural progress or steady natural progress, not trying to, like, you know, jump from here to there. It's just step by step, and that's kind of alluding towards that every day just take this sweet candy, and then gradually it will become, you know, less bitter and more sweet. So that's something on the contemplation.
To keep us going. And the main thing is to keep going. And by the way, if anyone would like to read a very hopeful, instructive, and substantial book, practically, it could be a book, and that is Srila Prabhupada's purports in the chapter where Mahaprabhu is instructing Rupa Goswami. And remember, we are the Rupa Nuga Sampradaya, the Sampradaya which does rely a lot on mercy. In fact, entirely on mercy, we can say, but we have to make ourselves fit to receive that mercy. And Srila Prabhupada, on verse after verse after verse, is giving long and very long commentaries. And when we read through those commentaries, then they are practically, each of them can be, you know, a booklet, a little book. And if you read the verses, the instructions of Mahaprabhu, along with Srila Prabhupada's commentaries, it's like reading a whole book. And there's some stress of Srila Prabhupada on keeping on going. And it's not by anybody else's being right or wrong or insincere or offensive or anything else. It's not by anybody else's activities that one loses their Krishna consciousness, that one stops their own practices, starts doing wrong things, etc. It all comes to each of us individually. And so he's got many things are stressed there. But one of the things that came, was strongly kind of transmitted when I was reading, was this idea of keeping on going on. And again, this theme of don't see that the environment with the devotees is unfavorable, don't see the faults of the devotees, etc. But you keep going. There is no excuse to stop except offense. If we make offense, then we can lose everything. The mad elephant offense, especially offense to the Vaishnavas. But really, it's, you can say, Srila Prabhupada's very enthusiastic, very, listen to me, I'm telling you what is good for you, and, you know, I really am your friend. And here he's helping us to see so much, just 2 lines Mahaprabhu says to Rupa Goswami. Then we have the translation, word for word, and many of the words, most of the words we can understand after reading Chaitanya Charitamrita for some time. But then from these 2 lines, you get page and page and page of commentary by Srila Prabhupada, very enthusiastically, wanting us to be devotees. So we should try, I think. Hare Krishna.
Maharaj, and may I ask a small question to the topic?
Is it a 2-line question with a long answer?
1 line, but big purpose before. No,
yes,
just,
please ask. Yeah, please. We're happy. Honestly, if we are sitting in a room, I'm sure we'd all be chatting away together quite merrily. And we are in a room. We're in a Zoom room. It just needs a different name than Zoom. It needs another name. We can think of a name. Yes, Priyananandi.
I think just last Zoom you mentioned Gurudeva's words that all you need is like to start and to tolerate the speed of the journey. So could you please a little bit comment on this? Speed, like tolerating the speed.
Well, one example, one time the Srila Gurudev said this, then he gave the example, at least once, actually more than once, he gave this example of an elevator. And in different use of English, an elevator is a different thing. But you know, when you go into a 20-story building, you go in, you press the button, and then there's an elevator, or some countries they call it a lift, and then an elevator is actually this, you know, the walking staircase that goes upwards or downwards. But so this lift or elevator, where you press the button and you want to get off at floor 22 or something like that. What? On a 20-story building? Anyway, no, get off at floor 18 if it's a 20-story building. Okay, then when you're in that lift, it has no sides and only a pole in the middle. And so that lift is going to go very far, not just to floor 18, it's going to go to Goloka Vrndavan, and it's going to go very fast. So all your duty is to do is to keep holding on and not to get blown down, blown away by the wind, by the speed of that lift going up. And when Gurudev mentioned this, I remember many years ago when I was young, I remember only once, I think, in my life, I've seen such a place. And it was at one of the universities in England, and somewhere in the Midlands in England. And in one of the universities, we had to go to a high floor, but there was a continuous lift, and you just got in, and it went slowly, but you just got in and it was open. And then they rely that you have a little sense and you don't put your hand out, etc. I mean, there were sensors so that it would stop if somebody was in the way. But it was completely open. So the lift was just a continuous going up and around. But then if you can think of that lift without any sides on it and going very fast, and you think, oh, yes, we have to tolerate the speed. So, I mean, this is, again, an example that we just have to keep on going. And to keep on going means that we have to keep on with our practices and our chanting. And by the way, in one of those purports, Srila Prabhupada is saying, it's not that after some time we can stop chanting and we can consider ourselves a mature devotee. I mean, Srila Prabhupada does keep our feet on the ground or our feet in the lift. And it's all these things there. I mean, really, it is very worthwhile to read. And I read yesterday, and I just thought I should be a devotee. And I just thought that, you know, we should continue to be devotees. This is very important for us. So, you know, the holding on side, sometimes we can notice that we have to hold on. And sometimes, by the grace of the Lord, we more or less carried in the current. But to keep on, and how to keep on is to hold on with our surrender, with our taking shelter, accepting the Lord as our guardian, and following the practices. And actually, we can always come back to Upadeshamrita. That means our 6 senses to control, the 6 things which will destroy our devotional service, the 6 things which will assure the success of our devotional service. Then our interaction with the devotees, then our understanding the essence of all advice, and that is to take the holy name, even though it may be bitter, even though it may seem like hard work. And everything is hopeful. This word hopeful, we've heard so much actually. And sometimes we hear the word hopeless also. Without the mercy of Guru Vaishnava, without the mercy of Nitai and Gauranga, then we will be hopeless.
But Maharaj also, oh yes, please.
Yes.
No, I mean, like being Gurudev's secretary and like doing with this service life for so long continuously, like, didn't you ever have a feeling like, oh, that's like too much, that's too intense, or something like this? I mean,
No,
it's
no, just a no.
Mhm. Okay.
I mean, really, we don't. Okay, I don't have feelings. You know,
That couldn't be an option.
it doesn't come into the picture. Sometimes, you know, devotees say, "Oh, I don't think I'll be happy if I do that." It's not, you know, it's not like we make decisions for our happiness. We just need to be doing the right thing. And if we're not thinking, you know, our happiness or something's too difficult. Sometimes we definitely don't know how something's going to be achieved, but if Gurudev wants it, we go out and do it. But no, we're not thinking, oh no. We can't think, we're not even allowed to think like that. We don't allow ourselves to think like that. It doesn't come into the question. We can analyze ourselves to the extent of using that tendency to criticize, which is everywhere. We see it, it's all over the world. But using that tendency to criticize oneself. But then to find those faults, the fault finding, find those faults and address them, correct them. But what alternative is there? I mean, it's not a question. I mean, what alternative is there? Exclamation mark. There is no alternative, really, when we see what's being given to us, when we see what we've seen in the life of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj and their lives. There wasn't any alternative plan B if this doesn't work out. It is only, okay, go on. And this, Paramananda was saying, this expression earlier, he said, this do or die. Or was it Guru Maharaj in the audio? Anyway,
I was repeating.
Huh?
I was repeating Guru Maharaj's words.
You're repeating his words. Yeah, because he does say do or die in this audio too as well. Audio, not audio, in this delivering of Krishna consciousness, this Veda that we have. And when Gurudev sees that the shloka is living and pointing out and showing this shloka is living, Matala Harijana Kirtana Range, this shloka, and then the diorama, exactly expressing that shloka coming out. So when one shloka carved in marble is considered living, then what to speak of the sound vibration coming in that fine form from Srila Guru Maharaj's lotus lips, resounding around the world. And yes, in some ways resounding around the world. It is in the ether, but also in the MP3 file, which don't take for granted. Hare Krishna. And there's Chintamani Devi Dasi. Seeing the Dham, we're seeing the Dham through Chintamani Devi Dasi's phone, but we must see the Dham through the eye of Gurudev and Guru Maharaj also. Then we can happily sing the Arati, the Gupta Govardhan, Giriraj Gupta Govardhan Arati. Then we see something of the eye of Srila Gurudev. We read Srimad Chaitanya Sarvata Matta Para Udgita Kiti Jai Shrim, and we see something of the mat through the eye of Srila Guru Maharaj. And it's only through the eye of devotion. Hare Krishna, Jal Mandir. But it is the temple of Mahaprabhu's water play pastimes. Hare Krishna. Govinda, Govinda. Well, our special guests from Sweet Lake City didn't show up. Oh, did you say it's a live Bhagavad Gita broadcast? So it's happening at the same time as back to
It's
back.
not a broadcast, Maharaj. It's just happening.
Yeah,
And since Sudarshan and Raikishori are back, so it's usually goes as an extended version. And also we have Adinada Sundar, Kelly, and other Vaishnavas gathered. So I would expect a normal hour class will last for a couple of hours more. So they're caught in action.
All right, dear devotees. Govinda, Govinda, and something, anyway, no, now, okay, our hour is up. Okay, I'm not going to go on another subject just now, but there are many
Well, can just rewind the time and start the Zoom again, so it's going to be from...
Oh, so you want to compete with the Sudarshan and Rai Kishori's 3-hour, 1-hour class?
Impossible, but we can try.
Hare Krishna. Govinda and Axel, good to have you with us. And you're joining a devotional family gathering. Really, this is our happy back to basics. I'm going to make a note, and we have something to say for the next back to basics, but we'll start there next time. And if anyone really would like to do some homework, come to Madhya Leela chapter number 19, and well, everywhere is perfect, but of course, but the part I'm pointing out is when Mahaprabhu starts to explain, and he's explaining in Bengali, and then he comes with some Sanskrit verses here and there to back up what he's saying. But he's talking, he's flowing to Rupa Goswami, and then Srila Prabhupada is catching that message and helping us to understand, explaining, expanding verse by verse. And it really is hopeful and instructional, everything section. And I can only say we feel that, really we didn't meet Srila Prabhupada in person, but we can feel Srila Prabhupada in these, especially in these commentaries. So anyway, everything we read is the best thing, isn't it? And this is what we've been reading recently. All right, so dear devotees, one and all, Jayadeva Prabhu joined us also. Radha Sundari Devi Dasi joined us in the meantime. And I think we've greeted everyone else, but we're greeting all of you now. But first of all, with the big Jais, Jai to Srila Gurudev, Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj. And we're at his Pushpa Samadhi there in Chintamani's little thumbnail. Ki Jai. And Jai Srila Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Rakok, Sridhar Dev Goswami Maharaj, at his Samadhi there in Navadip. Ki Jai. And Jai Saparika Shishi Guru Gauranga Gandhavika Gopinath Ju, the deities of Navadip. Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Saraswat Mat of Srila Guru Maharaj and Srila Gurudev. Ki Jai. And Jai Shri Navadip Dham Ki Jai. Jai Shri Rupanuga Guru Bhaga Ki Jai. Nama Acharya Srila Haridas Thakur Ki Jai. Jai, all the present day Sri Chaitanya Saraswata Acharya Brinda Ki Jai. Jai Shri Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai. All the assembled devotees Ki Jai. And all the worldwide devotees Ki Jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bo. Chintamani, listening from Nabi Axel, Hare Krishna. It's an honor to be here with you all. Happily having you here with us, Axel. And happily each of you, one by one, with obeisances and with a final little glimpse here of Navadip Chaitanya Saraswat Mat.
Jai Srila Bhakti Ranjan Madhusudana Maharaj Ki Jai.
And we're happy to have the mat, to see that the mat is being nicely looked after, looking clean. There's a list of some of the devotees' names who contributed for the construction of the Samadhi Mandir of Guru Maharaj. All right, dear ones, Nitai Gaur Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Ami, Aschi, I can leave you together if you like. Chintamani is giving us a little glimpse. Hare Krishna.